Greetings and blessings, Crawford Ashley, the spiritual boxer. I'm going to talk about boxing again, as I always do. I was away in London yesterday, down to see my partner's daughter and her boyfriend, and we was having a chat and was talking about Theo. And I remembered a time when I first went down to London to train, and the trainer picked me up from the train station and was taking me to where I was staying. And he said to me, "It's not my job to get you fit." So I looked at him and said, "So what do you do?" He says, "I'm a diamond polisher and you're a rough diamond, and my job is to polish you to make you shine. Your job as a professional is to be fit. I'm not wasting my time getting you fit." And that's the same attitude I have towards Theo. And to most people I train, my job is not to get you fit. You know, that's your job. If you want to box, you have to be fit. That's just a part of it. So you have to do it. It's like Theo's away training. When we are together, we work on technique. And that's why it's come along so quick, because the time where it's well spent is where I'm best used. I use my time wisely. So if you go into a gym as a boxer and you want to learn something, go in there fit. You know, people coming in to do the class starts at 7 or whatever time the class starts. Be there 10, 15, 20 minutes before the class starts and get your hands wrapped up, get ready, get warmed up. Most people start at 7 o'clock. They're spending 10 minutes wrapping their hands, chatting with their mates, this, that and the third thing. You know, you've just wasted a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of stuff that you could be learning. You know, working on the basics, and it's like, can't remember who said it, but nobody has ever got to the top or mastered their profession without being very good at the basics and the fundamentals and understanding what they're doing. And it's getting that understanding of what boxing is. And for me, boxing is like the essence of flow. It's about living in the moment. That's what the art of boxing is, the essence of flow. Living in the moment, being right there, being really present in that moment. And most fighters don't seem to get that. The brain is full of who they're going to fight next, or what can I spend my money on, or little things, instead of actually being focused in that moment. Or the worry about the fighter. Like I was saying, don't worry about your opponent, let him worry about you. And that's one thing I was taught as a kid, and that's what I'm passing on to Theo. Just be concerned about what you're doing, improving what you're doing. You know, getting better at avoiding punches, slipping punches. You don't want to be getting hit. The art of boxing is to hit and not be hit. The essence of flow. That's where you basically, you don't think, you take, what's that word I'm looking for now? I know what the word is, but I forgot what it is. You know, that trust that you have in your body that it can take care of itself, and you got to let the mind get out of the way so the body can take care of itself. Like I said, if you work on your defenses constantly, blocking, parrying, you know what I mean, slipping, sliding, rolling, ducking, all them stepping back, taking movements. If you practice them in the gym when you get in the ring, they'll become automatic, so you don't have to think. And like I was saying to Theo, the best times I've boxed, I've been the spectator. I've just let things unfold and let things happen. I've never gone in the ring with a game plan. I think that's daft. But every time I've gone in the ring, I've got all the tools to do the job that needs to be done. It's like you don't take a hammer to fix the TV set, you take a screwdriver. And you don't take a screwdriver to knock down a house. You take a bloody big hammer. So if you've got all the tools in the box, then you can choose the tool you need in that round. And like, from the start of this channel, for me, teaching boxing has always been about movement and footwork. And if you watch two of the best fights of the last, I'd say, this year, Tyson Fury completely outboxed Dylan with his feet. Just that little bit out of range, And then when I was just watching the Katie Taylor fight, I know people say it was close and the other girl got robbed, but if you watch the feet, she was just out of range. She was taking some shots, but she was just out of range. And I think, to me, she might be on the slide. And when you say on the slide, that's where your time is just off just a little bit. She was getting caught with shots that she shouldn't have been getting caught with, and she knows that. But it's knowing the timing, it's knowing when your time's up, when you've reached your peak and now you're just over the hill. And like I say, for everybody it's different. For everybody it's different. For me, when my time came, I was seeing openings and I was missing. Just by a bit, where before I was seeing the openings and the punches were coming back. So I knew then it was basically time to get out. Well, I didn't actually. It was only when I was in the dressing room that the voice came out of my head and just said, "We ain't fighting no more. That's me finished." And it was finished. It was really finished. And I'm glad I never made a comeback. I suffered with depression really bad. As people know, I tried to kill myself a few times. As people close to me know. But I ain't bothered. I'm reading Tris Dixon's book, Damage, and what can be done about it. And how can we change this damage, whatever they call it, CTE. And will it catch me in time? I ain't bothered. I lose words. You know, like even in here, I've been trying to think of certain words to say. My mind works differently. But I'm a happy person. And would I... when people say boxing saved my life, and I wouldn't say boxing saved my life. Because I don't think I'd have been dead. Because I never felt I could die. I'd have been doing life in prison and all that. And quite a few people would have died if I never went down the boxing route. So, boxing for me has saved other people's lives. Yeah. Mine just saved me from a life in prison. Which, I'm glad. And would I have my life all over again? Doing the same as I did, box? Knowing what the outcomes could be? Yes, I would. Because the ride was fantastic. Absolutely amazing. And like I say, I'm 57, I'm 58 in 2 weeks. And out of all the time I've been alive, I'd say if I compressed it all together, I think I've had about 7, 8 bad years in 57 years. I don't think that's bad, me. I think that's great. And most of them times was when I was not boxing. My life has been brilliant. And I'm so grateful for it. And I would have it over again. And as I say to boxers who want to box, it's very, very dangerous sport. You can die in there, or even worse, have somebody looking after you for the rest of your life. So you need to be fit and you need to know how to avoid punches, or at least take the sting out of them so your brain's not shaking, you're just riding them. But we're all going to come out of it with damaged. But I went in with damage as well, so I'm not really that. I can see a lot of people suffering where boxing helps them. And then as they retire and then they go on and then it's getting worse. But would the boxing had prevented that, or did it stop it from getting there quicker, if you know what I mean? Because I've always said you have to be mad to want to box. It's just that simple. But embrace that madness. You know, you could be knocking, you can be wanting to kill this man, battering him, and he's battering you, and then that last bell rings, ding, ding, ding. You don't want to hit him no more. You just want to give him a hug and say, man, what a drive. You know what I mean? What a ride that was. It's just one of them. You're disappointed whether you win or lose, you know what I mean? On some things. But for me, yeah, I'm going to embrace my madness. I'm not going to hide it. It's like my genius. I am a genius, and I'm fed up of hiding it to stop other people from feeling, you know what I mean, make them feel better. The one thing I do know is boxing and training it and teaching. I've been doing it since I was 7, and I had some of the greatest trainers, some of the best trainers out there. You know, when I finished my career, I think it was the last 8 years of my life in boxing. I was training with Bob Paget